Roll call.
Mr. Berger.
Here.
Ms. Capabianca.
Here.
Mr. Corey.
Here.
Mr. Predis.
Here.
Mr. Ucalito.
Yep.
Ms. Honer here. Mr. Kisco.
Here.
Mr. Putnam.
Here.
Ms. Toder.
Here.
Mayor Carbone or anyone? Ms. Ferguson.
Here.
Ms. Klamazewski. Ms. Labomsky. Here. Mr. Petrozelli.
Here.
Ms. Schulte.
Yes.
Ms. Vians.
Here. Thank you. School community service, public participation. The board invites members of the community to speak on topics to be addressed in the agenda or other topics of interest. Individuals wishing to make comments must state their name and address at the beginning of their comments. The board will not allow comments regarding specific staff members, parents, students, or personal grievances. Courtesy is expected in this limited public forum. The participating time will be limited to 3 minutes per person and 10 minutes overall. Is there anyone that would like to address the board? Jason Lockenberg.
Good evening, Jason Lockenberg, Private Drive, Granby, Connecticut, Torrington Middle School special education teacher and the teacher representative to the budget committee for the TEA. I would like to first acknowledge the fact that tonight's budget decisions are not as a result of this board's inactions. It is purely due to the actions or nearsightedness of the mayor, a former Board of Ed member herself, and the Board of Finance, a board of appointees tasked with the job of representing all of Torrington. The Board of Ed acts as best as possible in a non-political manner. It is a shame that our educational system has fallen victim to partisan politics. For the Board of Finance to not honor its own financial responsibility to its contractual obligations is disgraceful and a slap in the face to every city employee affected by the cuts. To deny the students the resources that the educated professionals hired by this town deemed necessary and appropriate is a slap in the face to every student, both present and future. The Board of Finance asked many questions to the Board of Ed to determine how they're going to budget. The Board of Ed is very forthcoming with its information, providing copious amounts of evidence and supporting it with well thought out and relevant reasoning. This Board of Education and this administration has done so much to reduce costs to the city, yet we bear the burden of the cuts. It is my hope that this board makes decisions tonight that highlights the strengths and dedication of the staff, the willingness of the children to learn, and puts an emphasis on the fact that the students of today are the leaders and taxpayers of Torrington's future. To my fellow faculty and staff, we need to do better in making sure we hold the elected and appointed officials of this town accountable. We need to show them that we care about what happens in this town, that their decisions have both positive and negative consequences. Coming out tonight to show support for the Board of Ed and what they're tasked with doing is greatly appreciated, but tonight is a little too late. I know our lives are busy, but we must do better. We must attend more meetings. We must be more involved. We must speak our minds. Whether you're a Torrington resident or not, as educators, we have to educate those who make decisions that affect how we do our job. We have to do more and we have to do better to fight for the students that sit in front of us every day of the school year. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you.
Jason. Would anyone like Ronnie?
Hi, good evening. My name is Ronnie Gellermino, and I live at 372 Clearview Avenue in Torrington. I've been a teacher at Torrington Middle School for 18 years now. As what is considered to be a veteran teacher, I've sat through many Board of Education meetings and joint Board of Ed and Board of Finance meetings over the year. Torrington has an unusual process for determining their school budget, and that process puts the power and responsibility for funding over 3,600 students into the hands of a small number of people appointed by the mayor. That small number of people do not, in most cases, have experience in the Torrington Public Schools as teachers or administrators, do not have the training or degrees in education, and do not always understand the needs of our students and schools. And it appears do not trust the people who were elected and hired to advocate for them. As a matter of fact, I've rarely seen a member of the Board of Finance at Board of Education meetings. Yes, over the years and once in a while, but not enough to truly understand how difficult it is to educate kids well, especially in these post-COVID years with limited resources, or how truly visionary, thoughtful, and inspirational our leaders at Midgeon Avenue are, and how fiscally responsible this Board of Education has really been. Torrington Public Schools has been fortunate over the last few years to be led by the team of the Sues. Their leadership has been leading Torrington to a place of greatness in the realm of public schools in Connecticut. They've made strides to reestablish our TAG program for students who are truly gifted and need more than the regular classroom can provide. They have made sure that we, the wonderful public schools teachers, have the ability to become better teachers through excellent coaches, professional development opportunities, high expectations, accountability. Then they've created an environment that appreciates, supports, and listens to teachers, all while guiding us to be our best for Torrington students. It has always been about the students. Over the years, the Board of Education has seen a few changes in the makeup of its members, but those who have been here as long as I have can count the number of times they've presented a frivolous or overinflated budget to the Board of Finance. It is easy to count. It's zero. I've sat through many budget meetings. They scrutinize every line item and every dollar to squeeze out a budget that is the best for Torrington students and Torrington residents. They have never been anything but fiscally responsible. Our Board of Education Budget Subcommittee, along with teacher representative Jason Lafreniere, starts early every single year and spends hours crafting a budget. They use input from Midget Avenue, they use data, they use evidence, they use the most recent laws passed by the state and our school policies. They create and present a budget, even with the uncertainty of what funding they'll get from the state or grants they might or might not get. It is a tiresome process. The subcommittee presents their budget to the Board of Education and it gets examined even more intensely. The public provides input. It is a well thought out process that is followed by experienced and dedicated leaders in education. For the Board of Finance to ignore the work of the leaders at Midget and the Board of Education is disgraceful. In a seemingly undemocratic process where the voting for the school budget is done by a committee that is not elected, you would think that those members would at least listen and have respect for both the elected members of the Board of Education and the educational experts hired to run our schools and provide the best education possible for Torrington students. We have to do better. Thank you. Thank you, Sue, and thank all of you for all of you've done for staff and students of Torrington Public Schools with your expertise, your dedication, and honestly, your love for us. Thank you for countless hours of work in what is especially this year, a thankless and underappreciated job that never seems to end.
Thank you, Ronnie. Thank you. Would anyone else like to make a comment? Go ahead. Hi, how are you?
Hi, Liza Rosa. I reside at 715 Sawmill Hill Road in Torrington. I'm also a teacher in Torrington Public Schools. I am a Torrington Public School graduate. I have 3 children attending Torrington Public Schools. My family, we are, proud residents of Torrington, born and raised here, both parents, graduates of Torrington Public Schools. So I would say I, have a lot on the line here, basically. Over the years, I don't have anything as well written as Ronnie and Jason. I really wasn't planning on speaking, but over the years, I have seen Torrington go through its ups and downs, as we all have. I've seen a huge change in our district. And quite honestly, I feel it's been for the better. I was presented with, and I don't want to say opportunity. I was planning on building a home outside of Torrington. And the reason why my husband and I chose to stay here was because of what Torrington had to offer as far as diversity and the teachers that are here, quite honestly. And it makes me incredibly sad seeing that we don't really have a say in much when we're the ones that are the front line. And I know I've said this at meetings over the years. I'm proud to say that I live here. I'm proud to say that I work here, but I can honestly say I'm not proud of the system that gets us where we are, as Ronnie very well said, very, very well said. These kids are everything to this town. They are the ones that are going to be taking care of us. We're the ones that are raising them with their families. I look at my kids, and now as a parent with school-age children, I never realized how important teachers were to kids until I see my kids look at their teachers. And I see the sadness when the year is going to end. And it's, I don't think residents who are outside of the school system truly understand the impact that the school system has on a town or city. And I just hope people can open their eyes. Like I said, I'm very proud to be here, and I'll fight tooth and nail to do what we need to do, because it's home. Not just my house, but I've been in enough schools and worked with enough people. This is home, and the kids deserve the best that they can get. Thank you.
Thank you. Lindsay. Is there anyone else that would like to make a comment? Is there anyone on the public line, Rachel? Thank you. Okay. To entertain a motion to go into executive session regarding an attorney-client communication on pending OCR litigation. I'm inviting in attorney Johanna Zellman, Sue Lebomsky, the superintendent, and Kim Schulte.